Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where and when you're watching this broadcast. I'm Thomas Fester, my friends, and this is Disclosure Tonight. Happy Tuesday, May 12th. We keep on going, friends. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we can't wait to get it in here. Yeah, 8 new clips. Not the full ones, but still classified videos. We'll have some fun. Let's get into it, folks. But before we get there, let's see who in the heck we have out in the audience. All right, this is your chance to say hi in the chat. Let's see, Anne Marie's here along with Banana Booey. We got Beagles and Black Rectangle. Brains is out there along with Cindy Fieldholler. Good to see you, Craig William, along with Dan Larev. We got Digger Dog and E-Dub. Ed Zachary's in the chat along with Eliza Teal. Fernando Jovia Suazo is out there. Good to see you, my friend. G. Droff. Good to see you, my friend, is out there along with Geraldine Durazio, Grateful Benny. Jan Hernandez, JJ, Joey Spades is in the chat along with John Geldhill. We got King Hart and Kelly Burrow with those piercing blue eyes. As always, Kelly, great to see you. Who else we got out there? We got Light Melinda. Louise Q is out there. Good to see you, Melora. Max Metal. M. Drews, how about that? Metal Gaming 420, the bogarting as ever. We got the Mississippian Moses Kelly's in the chat, along with Mr. Catfish 2100. Mr. Joey B's out there, along with Nancy K, Nathan Forrest, Niles Guy, Patrick the Magnificent, and Peggy and Steve, all the way from Miami. Good to see you, my friends. We got Peter, Randy, Robert, John, Roland, Scooby Dooby Gooby, Shinobi One Kenobi. How about that? Steve Hines. We got Steve Mateos in the chat along with Strike Curve. We got Teresa, loves our president. Terrence Bounce. The Data JS. Good to see you, my friend. Wasteland Wanderers in the chat along with Wendy, who farted, and Yankee 5858. How about that? Let's say those 3 magic words. Mike. How the hell are you?
I'm doing well. This is going to be another interesting show tonight for the audience.
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, to go ahead and recap before we get started on today's videos, the video we saw last night coming out from the Ukraine military.
Yeah.
We've got a stabilized clip of this thing. I want to go ahead and share this thing first for us to go ahead and play this. Let's get into it here. Let me get this video arranged so we can see it all right. 47... Yeah. Whatever this thing is, whatever they saw is definitely there, and it's interesting to see that now that it's stabilized, what we're actually seeing of what was being seen.
What did they find out?
Well, there's nothing they found out. They just stabilized it. Nothing else has been found out except, hey, look, there is a cursor on there now. They've been able to show of coming from the material, from the craft itself, trying to go ahead and center on it. But yeah, this is probably the best. Wait, hold on a second there. There's a side angle of it, Mike.
Yep.
Wow.
I see it.
I didn't see that one before. This is...
No.
Well, we have structure, don't we?
We do.
Yeah. Put that in national security and go. Yeah, so interesting clip from last night. This came, got a person in the show through our super chat and say, hey, play up this video. So glad we did, Mike. So glad we did.
Oh, we did, yeah. No, this is interesting. So it's not perfectly round, it doesn't look like to me.
Oh, hell no.
It's got structure to it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, that side shot.
The side shot, you can see these are round things going around each one of these freaking horns sticking out of it, right? And then you can see there's depth on the back side and on the front side of that central eye or whatever it is. And wow, you can see the structure on each one of these things where those horns are sticking out of it.
Yeah, but we could tell it's definitely not a drone, not a balloon.
Right.
It's something we haven't seen before.
Well, the military in Ukraine takes this stuff serious. They've been dealing with this back since the Soviet days.
Yeah, that's true.
So they know what's in the sky.
Picture.
And this is the first one we've got to imagine all the other stuff they potentially have that they can go ahead and release without getting in trouble.
And hopefully we'll start to release more and more soon enough.
I hope so.
This is really good.
Oh, gosh, yes, absolutely. All right, so everyone's here. There's a lot of people want to go ahead and see this video. So we've got some clips of Jeremy's new video that he put out. We have to be very, very careful because Mr. Jeremy is throwing out, if you want to call a copy. Did I screw that up? No, I didn't. Okay. Screw that one up. Okay. Hold on. Get that transform. I just got to fix this. Copy transform. Go back here. Transform. Paste. Close enough. Let's get to it. So, okay, coming from Jeremy's video. This is the first one. We've got to be careful. He's striking anyone who's playing a script. Now, there have been some idiots out there, Mike, that have been going and uploading his entire video, his entire movie up on YouTube. Never a good idea. You're going to get struck with a copyright strike. So rather than playing these things at a little bit more faster speed, I'm going to take it a frame by frame. So this one, Mike, we played a video last night where there was this one object that was over the national parks out in the middle of California, and it had like this being kind of moving around and kind of showing and stuff. Some people in the audience were calling this thing out as Project Bluebeam, right?
Right.
It's not, but let's, this one here kind of reminds me of it. So first, getting into it.
The sensor readings on the right of the picture.
Oh.
You see where it says elevation?
Yeah, give me a
0
second.
feet?
I need to go ahead and get up. Oh, sorry about that. Fuck, where did my audience go? There we go. I'm back. We got it. Okay. Bitch. Up. Let me make sure it's plugged in. Hold on. Make sure. There it is. I got it now. It's awake. Okay, so we've zoomed in a little bit. I wanted to get off to the side in this particular video, Mike, off to the side. We've got some interesting information showing up here. I think this is what you're talking about.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at the elevation.
0 feet.
0 feet. Wow.
BRG 240 meters. We've got an SLR, GDR, whatever the hell those mean. We've got an FVH once and twice of 34 and 59. We're going to have to figure this one out.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to whatever the hell this thing is, let's start stepping through this. There we go. Close up of it. Go ahead and take down the chat for a minute so we can actually get into here. Sorry,
yeah,
chat.
didn't we see BRG on there? Wouldn't that be bearing?
Yeah,
Yes.
that could. Yeah, that could be.
So you could tell whether or not this thing is just sitting there taking a video or if it's moving around a bit.
Right. So there's a close-up of it on the coming from the camera itself, or when it's recording. Because remember, these are always recordings of a recording coming off of a screen. So they're playing the classified video on the screen, and they're recording it with a phone camera.
Right. Because this is obviously military video
Mm-hmm.
and FLIR video, looks like.
Yes, it does. I don't know what the hell to call this thing. Almost looks like a freaking ghost.
Looks like I Dream of Jeannie when she used to come out of the bottle.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
So you said before about it down here, Daryl, about BRG.
Bearing.
Yeah, 236
Meters.
meters.
Yep. It's in the Ukraine, so they're using meters.
I don't know if this is in Ukraine or not. I don't think this is Ukraine.
Either way.
Yeah. Let's continue on.
Military use meters as well. So
the first one we've got. Oh wait, we do have stuff off on this on the left side of the lens. I'm noticing now. we've got additional heading information off to the left side here. Let me get out of the way. Hide myself. There we go. Up a little bit. Okay. Bring it back in. Let's just go ahead and continue. Zoom back out again. So that is the first video, first object. Not exactly sure how to go ahead and call it, but if you ping back and forth with it, it almost looks like it's like torso, limbs moving around on this thing.
It's hard to tell because we don't know what the background is that we're looking at. We don't know what the magnification level is.
But either way, look at this here. You can see whatever this thing is, it's clearly spinning in place as we go forward and back a little bit and ping pong on it. Now, the full videos, the full documentary is available probably in all streaming services. It's called Sleeping Dog. Now, there are a lot of other movies out there called Sleeping Dog. This is the only one from Jeremy Corbell. Interesting flick as he's trying to push for disclosure. Now, Jeremy claims he's seen all of the 46 videos that have been scheduled to come out, but right now they're classified still. So even though this is from Jeremy's movie, that is just bizarre. Almost like you've got a head, you've got a back, you've got an ass, you've got knee going on, and then you can see as it kind of rotates one way or the other. I don't know what to take out of this.
No, I don't either.
How long is the clip?
What do you mean?
A minute and 4 seconds?
The total clip of everything is 1 minute and 4 seconds.
But you can't play any more than what you're doing because of the... Yeah, okay.
Right. There's short clips from the video itself, and that's all he has in the video is short little 6-second clips.
Mm-hmm.
So we're basically seeing what you would see if you watched the video.
Yeah, except he's showing it on a laptop. I believe whoever captured this maybe cropped it, readjusted it, etc. Patrick, your hands up?
Yeah, back in March, I think it was March 6th, I got a hold of you that there was some video that was coming out of a war zone. I wasn't told which one. And it was referred to as the ballerina. Now, I know that you said you don't necessarily know if this is Ukraine. I don't know where this is. This is a horrible video to tell anything about. But if I were to hazard a guess with this newer video and the roots that I'd heard where it was coming from, the people that had access to it, I'd say that's the ballerina video.
Right.
That, as you said, it looks like a spinning dancer. And this was the one on March 6th that I was told that was circulating. Well, I think this was probably the one on March 6th I was told was circulating because it came from a non-official person that claimed it to be official. And I know that they got that. I know that they're close with Jeremy. So I think this is the ballerina video that they're
So this is probably down res. It's also been captured from a computer screen to a cell phone recompressed again. So interesting though. Interesting, Patrick.
Like it's from like an MQ-9 drone, Reaper drone.
I don't know what this could be from. It could be. I don't know if this thing
Mike,
is...
you're absolutely right. I'm sorry, Thomas.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say it looks exactly like a Reaper drone, the Reaper drone FLIR. They're only in a bluish gray and by white. They're a cheap FLIR.
Yep. That bearing thing is interesting just because what I could see from behind where I'm showing up on your screen, that was only moving by like 5 degrees, which would mean either the camera is staying in that position or the vehicle is staying in that position, right? Probably the camera, I guess. So, but it's not moving much.
No.
Relative to...
I mean, if you see this thing here, which would basically turn as you're rotating and stuff, it's staying pretty locked in.
Oh, yeah. I guess those are numbers up there on the...
Yeah, it's just so freaking blurry. You can tell it's from the United States government. All right, so let's move on from this one into the next one. This one comes in a bit more. Still haven't found the UFO in it, but we're going to go do it together, Andrew. Keep your eyes up on this for this one, Patrick. So we've got... This is the full color one that was mentioned. Full color. High definition, washed out, recorded from screen to screen. Maybe this is it here that they're tracking. Got to be the one down here that's moving along with it. So hard to see what the hell's going on here. Go ahead and... Yeah, okay. It's this little guy here. He's pinging back and forth. So as you're going to watch it go forward and go back, it's zigzagging back and forth. The cursor marker right here is kind of showing where this thing is at. Go forward a little bit more. Now it's gone off to the left a little bit. Looks like another orb to a degree that's flying around. They are tracking over a mountain range somewhere. Now, this thing that you're seeing right now where you're getting a ghosting effect going on, that's because when it's being recorded, it's playing back at one frame rate, but then it's actually being recorded at a different frame rate or played back at a wrong frame rate that's actually causing some of the shadowing and things to go on. So it's definitely this little thing here. I'm playing in reverse now. Going along that they're recording. Going over here at this point. I just hope all the videos we're going to be getting are not going to be this quality. Coming out of the government. Patrick, your hands up again?
Yeah, two things. Do we have any recognition of speed on this? And also, I know it just looks like a white dot. There was another thing that looked like a white dot.
Oh!
It almost reminds me of the Malta one.
A bit, but it's wrong color. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The Malta one? Wasn't it white?
No, it was black. Okay. We have coordinates. Daryl, your camera got really sharp all of a sudden. What did you do?
I was holding my phone up to my closer to my face. I guess
that's what did it. Okay, so okay, we need to figure this one out. I need to take a capture on this one. Someone in the back or someone. We need to go ahead and do this. I know that's what I'm trying. I'm going to try and get here. I need to find some place to write them down.
So we could see what.
Let me go to maps.google.com. Come on. Okay, Google Maps. Let's go. It's 35 degrees, 05, 23 southwest, right? Or
yeah, that's what it looks like.
5 west. And then we're going to say 43 degrees, 34, 170 degrees east. And I need to go back to the first one. It's 05. Think that. I can't find it. Oh, let me go and fix this really. We'll come back on this one. We'll go ahead and try and find out where it is. When we have a video we're playing, I'll see if I can go ahead and get this fixed. Actually, what I just need to do is go to Grok.
You went west. You should have went north.
Okay.
It's north and east.
Got it. It's north, right?
Yeah, that's north.
All right, give me a second. So it's north, not west, and then the other one is east.
Right.
Okay. See if Google Maps can get us there. All right. We've got somewhere. It's by the Tigris River, apparently. is where they're saying this one's at. I don't know if that's exactly where it is, but that would be in Egypt, right? You got Syria, Iraq,
More than likely.
Baghdad. Oh, it's in Iraq.
Yeah.
It's in Iraq.
Yeah. It's 2 weeks representation of Western Asia, specifically Iraq, near the border with Syria.
Yeah. So
Middle East region, west of Mosul.
it's in Iraq, folks. Interesting enough, we figured out where that one came from. But this ain't, yeah, this is different from a Mosul orb, I tell you. You're breaking up really bad, Patrick.
That is my destination. I said all I did was make a flight plan with that as my end destination. The FAA told me it was Mosul, Iraq, and I'm restricted to flying.
Gotcha. So let's get
That's all
past
I'm
this
saying.
one. By the way, folks, if you're stopping by first time at Disclosure tonight, please do us a favor. We're trying to hit 18,000 subs. It's up to you. If you could go ahead and hit that subscribe button, we'd love to have you here as a regular. Also, if you're watching, having a good time, please hit that thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. Helps YouTube kind of, the algorithm share things. On my spotlight. In the wrong direction. Okay, let's get on to the next video. Video number 3, folks, that we're dealing with. This one's interesting. This one I think we may have seen in the past. Let me hide everybody here. I'm going to go back and forth on this one. Make sure it's zoomed. Oh, there we go. Now we go. Now we're zoomed out. That's why it didn't look right. So in this next one we've got a group of 3 objects. I think it's 3 objects. Definitely 3 objects. Maybe 4 objects. Moving along. And
Maybe a
it's just a
bundle of
really short clip. But we do have more location data. So say... Let's type this in here. Let's try and get this right.
Northeast again.
I know. 28 degrees, 27 foot, 28.9 north plus, 50
Degrees, 34 minutes.
34 minutes,
54
54.7 degrees east. Plus 9 degrees north plus. Ooh. Thank God for AI, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God for AI. All right, we got it. Let's
Where
pop
is
it
it?
in Google Maps, so we're going to find out shortly. Fuck is that? Okay, well, look at that. It's in the Persian Gulf. The middle of the Persian Gulf, off of the coast of Iran. Oh. There we go. Off the Persian Gulf, in the Persian Gulf, off the coast of Iran, near just to the south of Kark Island and to the west of Carrick. I would say that one. So let's get back to it. So over the ocean, we've got a group of luminous objects. Looks like at least 3. What are the first one? Yeah, at least 3. Moving together in a formation. People are going to say, oh my God, Mike, we're dealing with seagulls again. Probably not.
No,
Probably not.
that doesn't look like seagulls to me, no.
But at least we've got the full prominence of all the location data, because you know what? When this stuff comes out from the DoD and it's released, all of that information will be redacted. As a
Oh,
matter,
yeah, absolutely.
as a matter, Daryl, you know why, don't you? The matter of
Because it's a
national
matter of-
national security.
That's right.
Yes, national security.
Yes.
Drink up,
Right.
everybody.
Right, you want to drink too, buddy?
There you go. Okay. There we go. Join in, everybody. Here we go. Let's move on to the next one. Only way to get through this stuff. Okay, the next one. I'm just going to play these kind of slow. This one, I don't know if this is the same thing, but it's like closer. Because it kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
It does.
Let me take these down here and take it one frame at a time. Go forward and back. It almost looks like they're undulating. You know, tipping
like,
forward to back, forward to back, forward to back as they're moving.
Yeah.
Watch the ones in the back here.
They don't look like orbs. They look like Tic Tacs.
No. Well, yeah, but the other one when we saw it, though, before this was kind of like really zoomed out, and it's hard to tell when you're seeing things when it's
what it is
when it's that zoomed out. You know, because when you do have structured things, Mike, and it goes off in the distance, you could see something that's a bunch of lights, but when it gets farther away, it just looks like one sphere. That's how we had so many people saying, "Oh my God, look at the drones! They morphed from a what do you call it? A sphere into a drone." No,
right.
It was always a drone.
Right.
It's just the way light works.
The lighting. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So let's zoom out on this one. Yeah, whatever it is, it's undulating.
The government doesn't know what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, but it also comes down to, Daryl, how many times have we seen this? Where have we seen these things before? What other things have we seen in conjunction with these things? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Patrick seems to know.
Oh, wait a second. I want to show this really quick. Open, they're playing this on a Mac. Open with, let me get this out of here. Open with QuickTime. Open with QuickTime. Gee, there you go. It tells us. So, interesting video playback. What the hell this is, though?
I think Patrick's got his hand up.
Patrick, jump in, my friend.
Okay, I don't want to sound like Mick West, and it seems like Thomas. It seems like all night I've been pissing you off with my doubting, but
no, not at all. My God, come on, we're in the Middle East. We got 4 flying carpets.
Oh, well, here's the thing, right? You brought something up as soon as you saw the video, and I noticed it as soon as I saw it too. But I noticed there's something different. This is a FLIR image. This is thermal. Okay.
Yeah.
Undulation in a straight line like that, moving.
You're breaking up, Patrick.
You're breaking up, Patrick.
You may want to change your network. If you're cellular, go to Wi-Fi. If you're Wi-Fi, go to cellular.
Yep.
But we've never seen stuff like this before coming off of FLIR. Usually if something's moving around, it's pretty constant. But this one definitely has an undulation going on.
What I'm seeing... Yeah, you know what I'm seeing, Thomas? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Wi-Fi. Okay. What I'm seeing is the undulation of a rocket coming out. Well, basically the heat coming out of the back of a rocket engine. As the rocket tries to maintain straight trajectory, there's going to be thousands and thousands of micro changes that occur on the rear flight planes of the missile.
Right, but if it's FLIR, you would have the craft itself, and then you would see the exhaust or the heat plume coming out of it.
I disagree because here's the thing. We don't know the distance from this, and those heat plumes can last up to over half a mile long. So if you've got a little black dot hiding in the front of this thing that's only, 82 feet long, the same length as the standard missile that they're launching, and you've got a heat signature that's almost 500 feet, you're not going to see that little black dot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It could be that, or it could be something else.
It could be. I don't want to sound like Mick West, but coming over Iraq or coming over Iran like that, heading in a southwestern trajectory, which we know what country is southwest of them.
Yeah.
And seeing that there's 4 of them traveling exactly at the same speed with undulation of a rocket engine, I'm kind of leaning towards that.
E2, when we had stuff going over in Iraq still and Afghanistan, actually more in the Iraq time frame. The same gentleman, Aaron Heberlin, or AJ as he's known, who was an aviation technician at the time, was basically saying, yeah, the Middle East where we were, we see these things all the time, in reference to when he had the encounter with the Tic Tac that was right off the left side of the plane first and the right side, and then went and took off, and then they were called back in to immediately land. So interesting either way.
They could be Foo Fighters. I mean, legitimately, those World War II pilots were seeing stuff well before our technology. And it's not to say that they don't exist anymore, but I'm looking through the lens of, you taught me in the beginning of stick to the facts, sir. You know, it was at Sergeant Friday, Detective Friday. Without diving deep into everything else, with the information that we have available to us, it seems like it's ironic that it's coming out through Jeremy Corbell and it wasn't in the heap of videos, because that just looks like a regular heat signature to me. I don't.
But apparently this came from people who were in the know within the intelligence community, who had access to this stuff and knew this stuff was actually real. So this next clip, let's get into it. This one shows 3 boats. 1, 2, 3. And the only thing I can see that's going on is we've got these boats that are cruising along, right? And then right alongside of it, if I zoom in now, bottom left corner of this, and we take it a frame at a time, we've got 2 objects.
Yep. That are right above the water.
Right above the water.
Moving at an extremely high rate of speed.
Right. Basically, easily outpacing the boats.
Oh, easily. And they're right above the surface of the water, so.
Right. There we go, man. This has got to be a great movie, Mike. It's got to be worth the $15. Something I'm going to invest in, I tell you. And I encourage our audience to do the same. It's always great to be able to support people who have been trying to push disclosure forward. Everyone's, oh my God, he's a grifter and stuff. But you know what, Mike? He's a producer. He's a videographer. He's a documentarian. So if he's got stuff and bringing it out, nothing like supporting the guy who's actually been pushing disclosure along pretty heavily. So let's move on. So this is now the 4th video. Let's move on to the next one. All right. So this is the one off the laptop that he's playing. Okay. So here we've got one coming down. Top part of the screen. Got it by the mouse cursor there. There we go. And it's zipping around. Whoa, what the hell? That's got to be an edit. No, it's not. So it's over here. It's over here. And then it's instantly over here.
Like it's skipping.
Like it's skipping, right. And we can see it skipping here, right here, from this place to this place.
Right.
That could be a frame rate issue, or it could be like the stuff that we saw going in Malta, where you've got a craft that's moving so fast that, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000 miles an hour, that it's skipping from location to location, and it's going beyond the frame rate capabilities of what's going on. Just a quick reminder, we've got 800 people in the show right now, Mike. If you're watching the show, having a good time, hopefully we won't get this thing taken down from Jeremy. Whoops. But if you're here, please hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you here as a regular. We do our best to bring out we've gone back to daily. It's kind of necessary. There's so much stuff going on these days, Mike.
Yeah, with all the new things coming out, we have to cover it.
Right. Oh, here, wait a minute. Check this out. Hold on. It goes off the side of the screen. Let's zoom in down here, make it more difficult for them to find it. You need to keep these people. What the hell is that? Off to the side. Let's go to the top. It goes down to the bottom. And right here, where the U is, it does a 180. It literally does. It stops. and shoots back in the other direction, and it's like skipping and stretching out again. We saw that in one of the videos coming from the drop we had last Thursday, didn't we, Mike? I think we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here it is, skipping from place to place again. On one right there. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. It skips in. What the hell was that? Hold on. Goes there. And then it's gone. No more.
Right.
Okay. Next one. Here we go. I think we're talking about this little thing right here. Fuck is that? Okay. It kind of looks like a bird.
Like a bird.
With its wings outstretched.
Yep.
But it's not flapping.
No.
It's just jumping from low. Well, look at that, though. Okay. It's going from here to here to that location to this location. Goes to the left, flopping in that location. Jumping over to there, jumping over to that one. Going straight down now. Going straight to the left. Going down on an angle. Going back up again. Flying the fuck out of there. Sorry, folks. The F-bombs. Definitely worth it. Coming back down again. So that's an interesting one. Just recapping. It's like jumping around, Mike, and it's like going ping-ponging around, but it's not moving slowly. It's literally popping from location to location to location. We're not seeing the movement in between.
No, it's like stop motion and erratic behavior.
Yeah, it definitely
That's
is. Yeah, Vulcan Warbird. I'll take that one. Sounds about right. Got the chat on when we can go ahead and get this here. So we've got this one. All right, this is the next one we had on the title card. No locations, it's out there. We can't see what's going on. So we're going to have a couple jets. And then there's going to be a tag along with the jets. Kind of like what we have going here in the Seattle, in the Pacific Northwest Seattle area. We've got videos around here of UAP that are tagging right behind 737s. Invisible to the eye. The only way you can see them is to have a camera that can see down to a long wave infrared that would be equivalent to negative 60 degrees Celsius. There's a pattern on that. Not only are they moving by themselves at one time, they're like it's a chevron kind of shaped craft. Not only that, there's also things when it's coming out, and there's actually one where it's moving like with an orb, moving in complete tandem. Almost like the shape of this without the center part. And it's just going ahead and moving along. You can see it. It's shaped right behind the, what do you call it? The 737. And the other one we've seen is when it has the object with it and they're moving in complete tandem, lockstep, Mike.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, really quick. I want to go ahead and thank, we got a super chat coming in from Brad Grammarly. Yeah. Exciting times we're living in. Yeah, Mike, it is, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Things are getting real interesting right now.
Oh, yeah, they are. Patrick, go ahead.
I just realized Daryl's shirt. Daryl, that is the coolest goddamn shirt I've ever seen. The Quality Leering Center.
Oh, yeah.
Just had to add that in, guys.
Oh, not a problem.
This whole thing? Oh.
So this one, we've got a jet going for national security purposes. Here's my friend. The national security and disclosure. What's your poison tonight, Daryl?
What it is most nights, Maker's Mark and Diet Coke, or Maker's Mark and a concoction of Diet Coke from my wonderful Soda Stream. Soda Stream, if you've never tried it, it's great.
Oh, God, yeah.
Use different flavors all over the place.
And you can add vodka to it or alcohol to it, and it tastes wonderful. I never thought about that.
I mentioned I bought one of those things recently to somebody. She's like, "Oh, I had that back in the '90s." I'm like, "Well, you're a loser for not still having it because it's fucking great."
So we've got one going on here. Yeah, my poison is Kirkland Signature from Costco American vodka. Actually, really good. It tastes like Absolute. That and Diet Red Bull.
They do a great job on the Kirkland brand of stuff. That's for sure.
Oh God, yeah. So this one we've got the jet going across, and we've got the tag along, but well, the jet's kind of jumping a little bit from place to place. Here we got this one coming along. There's not two of them, just one. Tagging along the jet. And the reason they tag along, Daryl, is to mask them in any kind of radar signature that they could actually be picked up with. So it's actually within their benefit to tag along to vehicles if they can. And then it goes...
Does this remind me of the fake, was it Malaysia 380 flight, whatever, with the three...
The MH370.
Yeah. 370, 380, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
But...
Interesting.
To say the least.
Go about that. And we go on. And that's the end of this one. Now this one, I got to figure out what the hell we're looking at here. So it looks like we've got a side section of the clouds. No. That could be after it. I'm not sure what the hell. Here we go. It's the object. So after the object went off screen here, right? In this particular scene, it jammed off. This one here is they went and reoriented the camera, and now we're going to get it skipping across going this way. So here it comes from... There it is. Down at the bottom. But this thing is freaking hauling. Look at the distance. It's going... you can't see it, folks. Let me get to it. It's going from here. 1, 2... 2 frames. It's jumping to here. From there to here. To there. To there. To there. But we're getting a double skip. Means it's already gone from this place and started moving to the next location. There it is.
Question for you, Thomas, on this playback.
Yes.
There's somebody in the chat that said unsequence the or unsomething the frames. What's it? Unsequence the frames? There's something you do to unsync frames. Is there something that you can do to unsync frames? And does that
No, I mean, what we've kind of got is we've got it recorded at a certain frame rate, right? And the limitations of that frame rate and the refresh of the CCD sensor that they have on these things is going to limit what we're getting. Now, that video, irrespective of whatever frame rate it was potentially recorded on, is being played back on a Mac, potentially at a different frame rate, or is being recorded at a different frame rate from what's seeing on here. It's kind of like trying to, when you play back 24 frames per second content on a 60 frames per second monitor or screen, you're getting it to where you're seeing like it being jittery as things are scrolling. That's kind of what we're seeing here.
So you try to match the frame rate whenever you're watching something?
Yeah, I turn on the option to automatically go ahead and match the frame rate, and it gets rid of all that stuff. So here we are here. There's the object. And, oh, wow. It goes from here all the way to here. Off to here. Let me get my big head out of the way. It's still up here, but it's in between places, meaning it's here and it's here, but it's based on the camera not being able to pick up where it's actually at because this thing is moving so freaking fast. And it's off. All right.
It's also the same color as the cloud cover.
Yeah. That is true. Okay, we're in the next one. Let's get to it. So where are we at? Okay, so this one is a blobby orb. Mr. Blob from the Giggle Snort Hotel. You remember that? Okay, here we go.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
Rah, 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 rah. Going from, okay, so this one is
Yeah,
just,
we watched all the channels back then, all 4 of them.
yeah.
Yep.
So this one is, okay, so it's going to go up and head up here. What the fuck? Watch this. It's going to come
In the
up.
water.
It's going to go a little bit higher, just a little bit higher, and it's going to instantaneously accelerate. From here, going all the way across to start skipping across. Patrick?
Okay, so all of these videos we've seen so far have been within our atmosphere of our planet, which is really cool. But I want to harken back to something that was said on the Joe Rogan podcast by Elon Musk himself.
Right, but can we get through this first video before we go on down a different rabbit hole? Actually, go ahead as we're watching. Go ahead, my friend.
Okay, so we're looking at all these videos with inside our atmosphere, and Elon Musk had said something that was very interesting to me. While we do have certain videos that are outside our atmosphere, from the Apollo launches to them circling the moon, the vast majority of our experiences with these have been within closer encounters of our own planet.
No.
Within far out in space.
There
They've
are
existed in
videos that will
space.
probably come out from the Space Force that they probably got from the National Geospatial Institute, National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. Either them or maybe the NGO. They have UFOs that are coming from space, just zooming in really fast, coming to a stop, going down through our atmosphere to the surface or to the water, after a period of time coming back up again and leaving at the exact same coordinates.
Correct. And the ironic part, I don't know if it's because the guy's got contracts with the U.S. government or if the guy is just trying to cover his ass. But he said, if anybody knows if anything's in space, it would be me. I haven't known the guy to lie, and I don't necessarily think that he is at this point. But I honestly think that we're looking at this from the weird spot. We're looking at, look, if I stand 2 miles from your house while you're driving home and videotape you going home, it'll look like you're way the hell away from your home. If I stand at Earth and I point that camera up at the sky and see you coming back down to your home, it's going to show you out in space. But I would say, and this is just my number, I'm going to say the vast majority of the information we've been shown so far, I would say close to 90% of it has been interatmospheric action.
Yeah, of course.
Whether it be under the ocean or within our air. And we've got a ton of satellites out there watching. So it would seem to me like we're watching people come and go from their garage or deliver groceries. It's much more believable that these things have been here longer than us and they've been here the entire time than it is to them come visit and looking at us.
Yeah. So this one's got instant. Yeah, it does. Can't wait to see. We got people talking about you probing people, I think. Maybe they're saying, like and subscribe or else Patrick will give you an atomic wedgie. He is stronger than he looks. And then I saw someone in the chat said, what, Patrick will probe me?
I'm down to it if they're down to it. Just don't be calling SA on it, you know?
There we go. Let's move on from this. All right, so this has got to be the same object again. They're getting it someplace else, and it's zooming across the screen. Now, we're looking at okay, yeah. Sorry about the double frames going on here, folks. It's out of our control. So this thing is just kind of going around. Just zoom back and forth on it.
Now, one other thing, Thomas, have you noticed one thing about the majority of these videos, with the exception of one? They've all been from the same series of FLIR camera. All of them.
Yeah.
They've all had the same resolution of a Reaper drone, which goes to show.
And it looks like all of these are probably off near the Arabian Gulf.
Yep. So it seems that one of our weapons platforms has a specific ability similar to that of some old night vision goggles, where they can see stuff that none of our other platforms can see.
And you wonder why there's some countries around that area, Patrick, that look at this seriously, and they don't want their country to be left behind when disclosure happens, and they're readying their schools, their churches, their local governments, their military, everything So when this stuff is going on like it is now, their society is not going to be impacted as much as it could be.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
And considering
look where
all the
this
things
is-
we're seeing in that area.
Look where all this is occurring. And I know I'm not going to make it religious because it's not about that. But what I want to say is the influence of people in certain areas. Look where all this is occurring.
Yeah.
This is where all the Abrahamic religions, Jacobian, and everything happened right here.
Yeah.
Right here. So nothing has changed.
Yeah,
The last
there's been
4,500
wars
years.
between humans for 3,000 years, and they're still trying to kill each other.
Yeah, but the last 4,500 years, even back to the book of Ezekiel, we're all still in the same 500 square mile area that we're seeing these things in the sky. There's got to be something to be said about that.
So that's the first round through it. I'm sure a bunch of people have popped in. We've had 864 people watching right now. Remember, if you're new to the show, you want to hang out, we'd appreciate you stay for a while, join the chat, subscribe. We're trying to hit 18,000 subs. The only way we're going to get there is from new viewers like you. All right, so this is the one we're watching at first, Patrick, that you had called out as the ballerina.
Yeah.
Because the point is, you heard about this one in March or so?
March, either March 3rd or March 6th. I remember I reached out to you. I got to go through a text that I got somebody that works for the service got a hold of me saying that there were videos circulating from the Middle East, from the war zone area, that will be hitting the public soon. And they specifically made a note that it'll be hitting the public. That led me to believe that Jeremy was the recipient of these, and that a lot of people over there had seen these sent to their phones and whatnot. It's one thing that a lot of people don't get, and this is really stupid. When you're in our military, depending on which branch you're in, you're still allowed to have your cell phone. There's a lot of ups and a lot of downs to it because you can track people.
But did you know all the cell phones the military gives out these days from Apple don't have cameras in them?
Mine doesn't have a back camera on it. The phone I'm talking on right now only has a forward-facing camera. So it's that being said, it stands to reason why a lot of the resolution would suck, because think about it. If you had to record something from a monitor, how are you going to do it? You're going to use a forward-facing camera. It's going to really suck.
Yeah, it is.
So you're turning your camera around, holding it to the monitor, hoping that the resolution comes out decent, which explains a lot of what we're seeing here. These were probably done on military iPhones. But long short of it, though, we're seeing a lot of stuff come from the same area. And one thing you had said I wanted to...
We lost your audio. You want wah 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 wah.
Okay.
You're back.
One thing I wanted to touch on was earlier how you showed confidence in the video because of the people that were involved and how these are the people in the know. These are the people in intelligence that gave it. But we all know that intelligence is as good as a broken chain. No one knows what one person is doing to the next. So if you have infantry on the ground that happen to have iPhone that we allow or an Android product that we allow with the depletion of cameras, that person on the ground doesn't necessarily know what a higher ranking level of defense is doing. The higher level rank of defense doesn't mean that it's a higher rank level of military or even like a lieutenant, something like that, or a deputy. You can have someone that is a contractor of the military that's operating on behalf of the same forces you're working for. So they might not necessarily know if there was a battery of missiles that were shot over. And the one thing is, we know with the siloed information specifically to the universal unidentified aerial or submersible objects, there's massive secrecy around this. So in the event that this was a man-made thing, everyone's mum about it, and no one else in intelligence. If you're working intelligence and you're trying to uncover what's going on in Mosul, Iraq, you're not going to have any idea of what's going on in Iran, even though you can look up in the sky. And this is my third point for tonight about distances, and I'll shut up after this. We're looking at a few of these, and one of them said looked like a bird, and that brought up a lot. We were a huge distance away for that to actually be a bird.
No, well, it's let me get to it again. This one, it kind of looks like, a bird from like feathers and stuff, but there's no flapping going on. And it's like jumping back and forth between locations. There's no smooth movement or anything.
Correct. So on that one in particular, that is odd how it's jumping around. You said it yourself. First time you saw it, it looked like it was edited. That, I think, is a legitimate video. There's something going on there.
Well, I don't think it was edited. It's just, that's how the object is moving.
Yeah, I know. When you first looked at it, you said it's odd. It almost seems as if it's choppy because it went behind a cloud, came out. Or is that
Well,
another
no,
one? Anyways.
I had said it looks choppy because we have it jumping from location to location to location. If this thing was moving at a regular rate, you would see it as we advance frame by frame through this. It wouldn't be jumping from location to location like that. You would have all the frames in between.
Yeah, if we had proper frame rate, this would be a beautiful video. But my point was essentially parallax, which I'm sure you're very familiar with. Parallax is when you're looking at something from a specific direction where it looks over. Easiest case in point, you're sitting passenger seat in a car. The person is speeding, but it looks like they're doing 65. When the cop pulls them over, they're doing 73. Parallax is when you look at something, the angle is not directly the way that it looks. It can accelerate the way that...
When you're in a video game and you've got the mountains off in the background, and you jump up and down and move around, those mountains pretty much stay steady. But that next layer that's closer to you, the hills and stuff, as you jump up and down, they actually move up and down, and they move faster than the object that's, in the far distance versus the player who's down here doing all the things going on. It's just an optical illusion, or it's just an optical, if you want to call it, effect of having things in the distance that move slower relative to the things that are closer to the camera that move more versus this.
Now, what happens if you move while that's occurring? If we go back to that first video, the very first one where we looked like it was arching, if you pause that video in the first frame...
Which one?
The very first one that you put up of Jeremy, that Jeremy had up, one of the 8 videos.
I mean,
where
this
it looked
one.
like it arched through. Yep, I think that was it.
This is the ballerina one.
Next video. The next one.
This one is just the dots. Then we've got the one with the 3 birds.
There was
or
one of
the
them
3 dots that actually then go into the objects that you say looks like a missile. I'm saying it looks like something that's kind of, like...
Hey, I hope you're right. I'd rather a UFO than a missile because I don't want anybody to die. My point being, though, is as an aircraft is flying through the sky, okay, just as when you look at the flight path of a plane, you fly from New York City to London. If you look at it on a map, it looks like there's an arc to it. And the reason for that is we're on a globe. The same parallax occurs when you're moving, when you're in motion. If you have a specific angle of trajectory that's different from the moment of let's call it a moment of tradition, meaning that the where the original object that you're observing is moving, it'll appear to arc around you. You're both moving in straight lines, but as you're moving, the distance from each other grows, decreases, and then grows again, and that will give you a parabolic appearance on when you're recording. So if that was recorded from an aircraft, we might not have seen that actually moving in an arc. That may have been moving in a straight line. So as I said, I hate to be doubting Thomas tonight, but with all these FLIR videos, it sent me down the rabbit hole.
But it's
I
perfect.
I got to act like Nick West on those 2. Other than that one right there, that thing's awesome.
Yeah, back for the people who joined us a little bit late. This is the video we had on last night's show. It's been taken, and they've gone and stabilized it, and they brought out some more detail and some more frames. This was seen earlier, I think in 2005, in March of 2005. It was released recently by the Ukraine military. And we've got this object. We don't know what the fuck it is. You can see it from the front. It looks like it's got a whole bunch of white things sticking off it. We've got this kind of round area in the front of it that'll flash or have little disturbances going in at it. But as they were going and stabilizing the video, not only can we go ahead and see the front of the craft, here it is. It actually turns. And we can actually go ahead, there we go. And we can actually see the side of the craft. A little bit further the structure. Here we go. There we go. That's coming, and that's the best we got. And you can see we've got that same round opening, but you can see there's like an edge around it. And there's shadowing on this part of it, and there's shadowing on this part of it. And then you've got these particular areas on the sides that you can see are round, going around what almost looks like horns coming off this thing. For whatever reason, or antennas, or whatever the hell this thing is, that it's structured. It's not just something that we're seeing from the front and it looks like that. This is, I think, the only time we've actually seen a craft to where you're getting multiple exposures. I mean, multiple front and side views. You're muted again, Patrick.
Is this FLIR?
I would. This is coming.
Looks clear to me.
Okay.
It's
So
FLIR. It's coming from a one of the drones that they make in Ukraine.
Now, this looked like something that came out in 1998. I'm sure everyone's seen the video of it, but when it played, it was tough to say whether or not it was. It was called the ODD, or the omnidirectional drone. There's videos of it on YouTube. I'm sure you've seen it. It looks like a ball.
It doesn't look like this.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that's a lot higher in the sky and it's moving. But who's to say that we're not looking at a scaled up version of that, something that's launched to basically hover in position as a surveillance device, or for that matter, as a guidance device for a weapon. The biggest issue with weapon platforms is when you target a weapon, we're not using GPS when we're going over. When we're launching one of these ballistic missiles, I don't know if everyone knows how they work. They're actually looking at the ground, and they're basing it on images that we've had from the ground. During Desert Storm, we realized that didn't work out well, because when you fly over the desert, all sand looks the same, and computers can't differentiate from one sand dune to the next. Yep. So we came out with this thing called the omnidirectional drone. The omnidirectional drone was specifically used by infantrymen in the field, and what it would do is launch up into the air about 1,500 feet, and it would place a camera on the intended target that the person on the ground had a monitor that they could utilize. So that way we wouldn't have to put a laser on it. This ODD would be basically the camera for the aircraft that would link with the missile when it would launch in. When I first saw this, that's what I thought it was, which is why I think the military took interest in it. But as it operated, it didn't operate anything like the ODD.
No.
And there's multiple videos of this in the government release of similar star-shaped, 6-sided or 8-sided, 8-jetted.
Yeah, but this also aligns with the other video that came out recently where it had all the spikes coming out in the different directions. So either way, it's, I just wanted to go ahead and recap this for the audience. It's just interesting stuff, to say the least.
But this is thermal, though. So the one thing I was touching on was the dark areas don't necessarily mean that's a deflection in the curvature of the craft. That just might be a colder area. If you have jets that are being directed outwards, you're going to want to keep the nozzle of the jet cool. So that will appear darker than the actual jet coming off of it.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead really quick and jump to, I've got a short clip coming from Eric Burleson, I believe yesterday, going ahead and talking about the documents and videos. And Mike, I believe right now what the word is, we're not going to get updates to the videos or additional content coming out of the Department of Defense every week. It's going to be coming every other week now. At least that's what the rumor mill is until rubber hits the road.
Yeah, because we know it's constantly changing.
Yep.
On the deadline for this. And as far as the omnidirectional drone that Patrick just mentioned, I looked at all the available images while he was talking about it. Looks nothing like that image from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
So it isn't that.
I'm right here with you. So let's play this clip. Here we go, folks. And then we got to talk about Japan, Mike. That's the other big story for today.
I know.
Yeah, here we go. Let's play it.
The first videos that came out are low-hanging fruit, the videos that the Department of War had readily available, and frankly, that were easily searchable by terminology like UAP and UFO. So now that those first low-hanging fruit, video files and documents have been released, it's going to take a little bit more of a deeper dive and investigation and go tracking down some of this, following some of the threads, speaking to some of the people that worked on these programs, trying to get access to the real files. And I believe the real information is going to lie somewhere in between this government and the private sector. So we have what's called federally funded research and development centers, companies like Rand Corporation, MITRE Group, MIT Lincoln Labs. And they have kind of coordinated this government effort with the private industry. A lot of them are doing this secret work, and I've sent letters to be able to get them to release some of these documents and videos as well.
Yeah, it's going to take time, Mike. But you know what it really comes down to? It comes down to those individuals who are in the ODNI, the Office of Director of National Intelligence, as well as in the Department of War, who have been stalwarting and stalling and doing whatever they can do to block the release of these files. Well, I get where Bertelson's coming from. Congress isn't going to be able to get shit done. They can't. They are incapable of getting anything done, right, Mike?
Absolutely. We've been dealing with this and Congress not being able to make any headway for 80 years plus. It's just insane that they cannot exert any type of leverage over the executive branch. And the reason for that being national security. They can't get over that hump.
No, they can't get past that.
No, that's the
Nope, they can't. But you know, the thing is, if they want to get the stuff out, stop trying to chase the individuals. Go to the ODNI, go to Tulsi Gabbard, go to Pete Hegseth, and demand this stuff come out, because those are the heads. Pete Hegseth is the head of the Department of War and everything inside of it. Tulsi Gabbard is the head of the intelligence. Everything, CIA, National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, the NSA, anything. So we've got two people who are key that can go ahead and bring this stuff out. So to have excuses, we need to go ahead and chase all these individuals down and try and convince them to do it. No, that's not the way it's done. You go to the boss, you go to Trump, say, Trump, make this happen. He makes it happen. And if those bureaucrats, Mike, don't want to go ahead and play along and deliver the information the president wants declassified, they need to be fired for a cause and have the retirement taken away and kick their ass out of the government. Now, along those lines, those people whose names we learned yesterday from the ODNI and the DOW, there has been a concerted effort by individuals all across the world attempting to dox these guys and doing whatever they can do to try and get them fired. Well, it's not the nicest to dox people or something. If we do, we have people that are the part of the deep state, and they're doing everything they can to try and just shut it down, you know?
You know, they say sunlight is the best disinfectant, Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
So anyone that's trying to bring out the truth, I agree with those efforts to try to get all of this from being hidden like it has been.
All right. Getting on to Japan. Japan. Yeah. This is a good one. You know, they're the only other country out there who's actually saying, yes, we have information. I'll get to the statement and we're going to bring it out. But if you look back at the history of Japan, let's bring up this piece here. We're at Thomas and Mike. All right. So back in the day, there is an ancient story in Japan of this woman basically washing up on shore in a UAP. She came out of it, had a special box and everything that went along with it, but it's part of their culture long term.
Well, we've said for the longest time that, you know, this subject is not only to the United States, it's all around the world.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, right. So there's no shock or surprise that there would be UAP activity in other countries as well.
Oh, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
How did I get here?
Let's move on with the Japan story.
Oh, I am, my friend. I'm just trying to get back to where I was within my frickin' settings because I lost my page. How the hell I did this? Get back to my bookmarks. Let me go ahead and go to all bookmarks, search Japan. Here we go. I'm trying to find the one we had earlier this morning for when this story first hit. All right. So, not that one. So, the Chief Cabinet Secretary. Let's see if I got this one. I've got the full statement for it. Let's get through this particular statement, then we'll get on to it. Let's get to video. Thomas, guest. Okay, let's get into it. Chief Japan Secretary Kahara confirms U.S. released UAP footage around Japan regarding the unidentified anomalous phenomena materials released by the U.S. Department of Defense. Chief Cabinet Secretary Kahara mentioned today at a press conference that I have confirmed the footage on the Japanese government information disclosure. He stated that he would be judged on a case-by-case basis while taking security considerations into account. While that's not the best translation, let's see if I've got one here, I think from Ross Coulthart. Here we go. Coming from Ross Coulthart, Japan's government acknowledges it has UAP data, including footage, and it will begin a disclosure subject to national security constraints. How about that?
Well, it's about time, Thomas. That's how I see it.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah. So I'm sure, going back farther enough, that Japan probably has its own version of Betty and Barney Who.
Oh, no, it's better than that. When there was the issue going on in Fukushima.
Oh, yeah.
There are many recordings of UAP in the nighttime and the daytime flying around over Fukushima, going ahead and hovering over and doing maneuvers that they believe the non-human intelligence potentially was actually going and trying to minimize the impact of the meltdown.
Well, if that's true, sensor readings that they were constantly doing at that time would either confirm or deny the activity of the UAP. Meaning, if they're hovering over a melting down nuclear plant, and the next day the radiation levels are much lower, then I would say, yeah, there was some influence going on. But if their sensors don't fluctuate or change to a large degree, then that would show that there was really no activity that had any impact.
Well, they believe there's been a lot of, if you want to call it conversations, we've never gotten the exact numbers, but the videos show it, and this is just one particular case. And apparently some of the videos that were actually just released by the DOD, we'll have to find out which ones, they were actually gone and recorded near Japan as well.
Well, we need to take a look at that data, and I also want to see if Japan's going to release this information. We'd go over that as well. It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But we don't know when they're going to send it out.
Yep. Patrick, your hand is up, my friend.
Mike, I'm sorry. It's not an ODD. It's not the omnidirectional drone. It's called the MKV. It's the multi-kill vehicle. If you look up the MKV video, which I'd recommend, it looks very, very similar to that when all of the thermal jets are firing. That was my point. It wasn't the ODD. When I looked up, when I just did the YouTube search for ODD, you're right. That device that showed up does not look like what I was trying to describe to you guys earlier. But the MKV looks very similar to what a lot of what has been reported, and that is an actual weapon platform that we utilize. So if you wanted to pull up the thermal of the MKV, you'll see a very similar image to that.
Not
right
now,
Patrick, but I will look at it at one point and see what you're talking about. Don't worry.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
If I can find it. I'm trying to find it here. Okay, so Japanese news account Nico News reports that Chief Cabinet Secretary Minoru Kahara confirmed viewing U.S. Department of Defense related UAP footage filmed near Japan in 2023, part of 161 declassified items, including infrared video. In the press conference, Kahara stated Japan takes such identified anomalous phenomena seriously, conducting ongoing information gathering and analysis in close coordination with the United States of America. He added that any potential Japanese disclosure of related materials would be assessed on a case-by-case, weighing factors such as national security and intelligence protection. So it sounds like, Mike, they are definitely gonna, I'll get the video up here, we're not gonna be able to understand a word, but they are dead serious about matching the United States and going along and bringing out disclosure.
I'm very happy to hear that. It's about time that we got more information out there, not just from the U.S. government. So I agree.
You know, you think we'll get anything from NATO or the other Five Eyes countries out there, Mike?
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah.
No.
Five Eyes don't like us. I don't think, you know, Australia denies, UK denies. Maybe we'd get something out of all of them. Maybe we'd get something from France.
Oh, France is not part of the Five Eyes.
I see London, I see France.
Yeah. I don't know. Right now, they sent their one aircraft carrier into the
Right, but
Strait
don't
of
forget
Hormuz.
they have Gaipan. They have been seriously going and investigating UFOs as a real topic, going all
For
the way
decades.
going back to the 60s,
Right.
and they never stopped. They have scatter maps that I've seen before. I wish I could find it again. I saw this years ago. I can see in my mind scatter maps of all the sightings of UAPs, right? You know where all the sightings cluster? Around anywhere there is nuclear material, whether it's a hospital, whether it's a storage facilities for hospitals, whether it's a nuclear waste area where they collect it, or their nuclear power plants. Anywhere where there's any kind of nuclear material, there's a clustering of sightings that go around it. So they're onto it. So, UK has been, well, Starmer's going to be out hopefully by tomorrow, and things will change. But Australia has also been very odd. Because if you remember, though, they did a counterintelligence across the United States going back from 47 all the way till the 70s.
Right. We covered that for 4 days.
We went over all these documents. There was more information coming out of Australia than our own government would go ahead and release.
Right. That's exactly right. And the information lined up with what it is that we know about these craft. And Australia had all of it.
Yeah.
And our own government would not release any of that to the public.
No.
Yeah. It was, it goes to show you. Are they going to release UFO information in the 21st century? Probably not from Australia.
Right.
At this point.
That
it was a different world in the Australian government 50 years ago.
Yeah.
So they looked at it differently than they do today.
And I think we were just talking about this just yesterday, saying, okay, United States has brought out the information. Who's going to follow along? Who's going to do it next to try and lift them up in credibility for what's going on? Could it be Russia? Could it be China? Could it be France? No, it's Japan. Let's see who goes next.
Yeah.
Patrick, go ahead.
Australia doesn't have an option at this point. We are the leaders of the world, and when Japan wants to join in with us, it's only a matter of China jumping on board. But Australia doesn't have an option at this point. Keir Starmer's a joke. He's 10 votes away from his party kicking him out. So Europe wants transparency with everything. England wants transparency with everything. But Mike, I disagree. I think that we're going to see the 21st century come out of Australia primarily because there's so much evidence there. There's so many things that have happened there, and the absolute denial is just further proof that you don't have to spend billions of dollars to say no unless there's something that you're lying about. So I disagree about the Australia comment.
May I jump in as an Australian, Pat?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Alf.
I agree with everything you just fucking said. There we go.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Welcome.
As a fellow Australian, I agree with everything you just fucking said.
Yes. Sounds like you've been playing national security too.
Yes, that's what it sounds like to me. But I have a rebuttal for Patrick.
Yeah.
And I could tell you that the Australian government is under threat from China for the longest time. They depend heavily on the United States to protect them from China. There would never be an instance of where they would betray that trust, and being a member of the Five Eyes, that they would reveal information that is counter and contradicting what the United States has been putting out there.
Correct.
I highly doubt it.
Correct. Where I had said earlier, I don't know if it was when we were on the front end or if it was in the back end before the show, but how I had said that there had been information given to NATO that now Australia's not a NATO country, that they are supposed to remain quiet on this, and this is Donald Trump's baby that he's going to release. But that all being said, you can't pull the cover back from the Wizard of Oz and then deny that the Wizard of Oz is there. The United States, being who we are, we pulled the curtain back. At this point now, if they delay, they drag their feet, they're only going to be made foolish in front of their own constituency and their people. Everyone right now is looking for either a laughing matter for people to poke fun at the United States or for someone else to step up and say, you know, we got some files too. And once that happens, it's game over. It's completely game over.
What I think is that the world is going to be waiting to see exactly what Trump and the United States government releases in the next 12 to 24 months.
Yeah.
And based on that, they'll make up their own mind after it all comes out.
Yeah.
Good or bad.
I think the cat's out of the bag already. I think that as Lou had said, we had a 10-year proposition to prepare the world for this, where we slow rolled it out. Everyone right now is talking about a slow trickle. The slow trickle has been the last 9 years. The last 10 years. It started with Tom DeLonge and John Podesta. But now we're at the point where videos are out. There's a .gov website that is in .gov/UFO.
No, Harold.
It's going to be pretty hard to undo any of that. So while I agree with you on a lot of it, I think that the hand is going to be forced. I think that for the benefit of Australia, for the benefit of the United States, and for the benefit of China, as this comes to fruition, they're going to have to openly admit that they have knowledge of it, just to satiate the people that vote for them.
Well, I do have to say, though, in rebuttal, before we move this thing along a little bit, Canada actually did release a video. When we had the UFO shootdowns, they actually released a picture of the craft before it was shot down over Lake Huron.
They did.
So
you're right.
They've actually released stuff when we weren't releasing stuff. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move on. I've got a little clip. Oh, God, that's an old one from Bryce Sable. Yes, Nick, what can I help you with?
Oh, like that clip I just sent you. I seen like a few hours ago. Like,
we haven't gotten there, Nick. We're getting there.
Thank you, Nick. Moving on.
All right. Is this an old one with Bryce Sable? Oh yeah, this is an old need to know. I'm not gonna play that. Old. Yeah, it's with that and Ross. Okay, so we've got a video here that Nick just piped up asking for local. We've got a little clip here of Jeremy Corbell in an interview going ahead and talking about Sleeping Dog along with the documentary and stuff. Let's go ahead and hear him talking about the movie. It's available on probably major streaming platforms today. Let's get into it. And by the way, Mike, we're at 17,809 subs. We're getting closer. Only 191 left to go.
Not bad.
We'll get there, my friend. So let's get to this next clip. Here we go, friends. Myself, and let's get to it.
From the moment I watched this with you, this popped up on screen. I turned around. I said, "What was that?" Go back to that. What was that? So let me read this.
Hold on. Wait a second. National security, folks.
What was that? This with you.
Jeremy,
this popped up on screen. I turned around. I said, "What was that?" Go back to that. What was that? So let me read this. Proposed activities. A site investigation should be undertaken to determine if alien inorganic compounds or other biochemicals have been disposed of at this site, and to determine the presence and or extent of any soil and groundwater contamination that may be the result of material disposed of at this site. And here's the part that I've thought about this every day.
Okay, this is down in New Mexico. Now, as far as we know, Mike, with biologics, as what Lou Elizondo said many times, we're pointing at here Monsanto Bayer Corporation. All of their they had headed up the genetics and, if you want to call it, figuring out what's coming from, the biologics. What could they do with it? What could we use it for, et cetera, et cetera?
Right.
So now we're hearing about potentially biologics. Interesting, in New Mexico, but Bayer facilities were initially in Dayton, Ohio, right by Wright-Patterson, and then they moved it down to Missouri, the Show Me State. And they have a huge caverns and underground complex. Gee, I wonder what they would be doing underground there to keep it out of human eyes. Let's get back to this. Here we go.
For the last 2 months since I've seen this line here. Local residents should be checked for evidence that they are being symbiotically manipulated by surviving aliens. What the fuck is this?
Good question.
Bullshit.
Yeah, and there's some phone numbers on here, which if people watch the film, feel free to call and see what you get.
Hunting.
Yeah, what is this? What can you say about this?
Yeah, so what I can say is that the biological aspect of the UAP thing is the most guarded. It's a part that people talk about, but I really don't know many people that I trust that have engaged that aspect of the UFO phenomenon. But, David Grush even went up and talked under oath about biologics and about, pilots of craft, right? That some of these craft were manned or whatever. So George and I have over the years collected our best information and evidence on biologics. Obviously, we haven't reported on it. There's nothing that we're like, this definitely has to come out.
Nothing. Do you have
a little bit, but like we have nothing like this, right? So this is from a cleanup. And what I can say is that there is a protocol and a process to do biological cleanups of contaminated sites that deal with the NHI craft and that kind of thing. I do not know for sure if this document is legitimate, and Michael kind of put it in the movie, and it's good. We'll start the conversation now. But there's a lot more to it than just this. What I do know is that I have found people associated with these documents because the documents had everything. They had the order numbers, they had the scientists involved with the cleanup, they had the full scope of the cleanup, where it was, what they were doing.
Because I know there's more to this than just this.
Yeah. That's one innocuous piece of paper. But when you're searching something like this, first of all, I'm going back a number of decades, and we have authenticated that these are real accounts, there's a real program, and this was a real cleanup. Then you get the people that were there, because this came into a secure facility, this set of documents, and there was a reaction to it. So
I would think so.
There was, yeah. So, and I've further over the last, maybe 8 or 9 years, spoken with a number of people who their job for, 30 years is doing these contamination cleanups from high sensitivity sites. And I've learned a lot about it now, that there are certain protocols that are done when something is non-classified or unclassified. And then there's other protocols when you're doing cleanups of, classified programs or sites. This has all the hallmarks of being real. And George and I will report, I'm sure, on what we've done over the years to investigate this one. It's shocking. It was so shocking to me that my gut reaction was to dismiss it. And that was a mistake, because it turns out, it was a very real cleanup program.
I mean, I know a very little bit about the background of this, but when you say contamination cleanup, what kinds of things would constitute a contamination cleanup? Like what would that be needed for?
So I didn't say that. That's in the document, right? So right. Just making sure. So this happened to be a cleanup surrounding a fire that had happened. And people will, I'm sure, figure that out and dig in. I'm hoping more people come to me who have knowledge of this event and this cleanup.
I hope so too. I mean, this is really one of the most riveting things I've seen.
Yeah, what it says there, symbiotic. Yeah, I mean,
symbiotically manipulated, which, I mean, it sounds like something getting into groundwater,
right?
That could get into human beings, that could take control of somebody. Is that what's kind of implied? I mean, I don't know what's implied here. That's why I have 1,000 questions.
I'll tell you something that I haven't, so one of the individuals that I know that's been doing this for 30 years, I was pushing for a couple years, and I said, what kinds of things would you be worried about in these classified programs that would get out into the environment? What could it do? And the dude said to me, a pal said to me, alter human DNA. And I said, and that's all they gave me. So I think the fear was that some of these materials, these biological materials, could actually alter. This is just going to make you more hungry, and I have no answers after this, but alter human DNA.
Well, we've heard many times, though, in the past coming out about this, that humans have a lot of stuff they call junk DNA, but it's not necessarily junk DNA. There should be signs in there, as Lou has kind of mentioned in the past, that actually go ahead and deliver, if you want to call it, signs that our DNA has been mucked with. One more thing, just about this letter before I bring up Sapphire Elf here really quick. where they go ahead in here, local residents should be checked for evidence that they are being symbiotically manipulated by surviving aliens. I have to call bullshit on this one, Mike. Mike? Either way. Sapphire Elf, your hand.
Here. I'm right here the whole time.
Yeah. You didn't answer.
I heard you. There you go. I'm right here.
Excellent.
So moving on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bullshit. So Sapphire Elf, your hand is up. You're muted. You're muted. You're still muted. You need to click on the little microphone. There you go.
Right, I unmuted myself. I was just thinking about shit, right? And I wonder, why everyone thinks they're so fucking special, and they start children fucking Pleiadians and all this bullshit. So I think I'm a fucking idiot. I'm wearing a what for a hat to keep the aliens out, mate.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's hard to tell, my friend. I like the hat. I miss the glow sticks, though.
No, I need a glow stick mount on the side of my hat. I need glow stick mounts. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get them going on road. We'll get them going. Yeah.
Exactly. Sounds like a great one. Now we do have. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Now we do have another video clip coming up here of Jeremy Corbell. Let's get to this one on the interview with the Benny Show. This one was just from earlier today, I believe. Let's go ahead and bring this clip up. It's Jeremy's day today. His movie came out, so great to see Jeremy getting so much coverage everywhere. The guy deserves it. Here we go, folks.
What have you seen? Can you please color what have you seen that has sort of made you stand with your jaw agape?
Agape.
There have been some shocking moments in my investigations. I think that if what I have seen is put out to the American public, I believe it will be initially shocking. I do think that it is so hard to trust right now. It is so hard to trust your own eyes and what you hear from people. I think there needs to be a large amount of evidence that is put forward to the American people in order for it to really sink in. You know, I've been exposed to a lot, Benny, when it comes over the years of my work, and some of it you can't trust. But I have really good sources, and so does George. We've verified a lot. A lot of it you can trust. So I guess the short answer to your question, if you're asking, you know, what have I seen? I've seen absolute convincing evidence that we are being visited or that there are others that are here. And the intent, where they're from, I don't know those answers, but I know that some people do. And I know that within our government are some of those answers. And the American people don't have just like a right to know. I think at this point we have a need to know.
They're here, meaning that they didn't just accidentally crash land and this wasn't some gas station stop, that they're here on purpose and they're living amongst us, Jeremy?
You know, I don't know. That is something that people claim. You know, let me give you an example. In 2000.
Hold on, Mike. I need to jump in on this one, or anyone in the back, Daryl, for that matter.
Yeah.
We've talked about this, and they've talked about this in the past, where there's a Gary Nolan has talked about this, where he calls it a shadow biome, meaning they're here, they're on this planet, maybe not with us, but they are much closer than you would realize. And the example I would go ahead and bring up, Mike, is if they're coming from another dimension that overlays with our dimension, it's kind of like, you know, all around us right now, we have Wi-Fi signals, 802.11, 5G, all these different stuff that's around us, right? Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 6. You can't see any of it, right? But it's bouncing around and it's here. But you can't go ahead and actually interact with it. That's what potentially they could say they're here living among us, and we may have a mixed breed kind of a thing going on, but don't forget there is an ability for these entities to make a consciousness attachment to individuals, to where it's almost like a invisible string that connects you, but they're able to see and hear and do all that kind of stuff that goes along with it. They call it an attachment. It's something that's well known that goes on potentially with this. So it's not necessarily about them being here with us, but potentially having their contact to it. let's continue. Yeah, national security. Here we go.
2004, the Tic Tac UFO event became very, very famous. A good friend of mine, Commander David Fravor, he chased a UFO for the United States military. Now, these things were above 80,000 feet. So, that means essentially space. And they were dropping down to sea level like that, less than a second, no sonic boom.
Less than a second, but over a week. We had, what's his name, Mike? From the Nimitz incident. Radar operator.
Oh. I can picture him.
Yeah. Anyway, Kevin Day. Kevin Day was on the show.
That's it. Yeah.
Kevin Day was on the show in the past, and he talked about over a week. Over a week's time frame, there were approximately, what do you say, over 100 of these that had come down, and they were coming down in like sorties, small groups, where they'd go boom, 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 come down, and they'd all move, and they were all going to the same location.
Right. He kept pressing the captain of the Nimitz to take a hard look at these objects, and only at the time when they ordered Commander David Fravor to do an intercept, which is over a week later, is the only time that they did that.
Mike, but before the jet fighters went up there, they sent up the E-2 Hawkeyes, which is the small radar planes, and they were the first ones that actually made literally close contact. I mean, literally, these were a matter of feet from the side of the E-2 Hawkeye, first to the left side, then they were on the right side, and then poof, they were gone. So Fravor may have chased them, but actually what happened was the E-2 Hawkeye got chased, got intercepted, and after that happened, they went back and they landed. Actually, they were called back to land. And after they came back and they landed, what do you call it? Individuals with black fatigues came on, took out their big brick hard drives, and basically forced them to go ahead, after they got off the plane, to go ahead and sign NDAs. So it happened.
And then when they were looking for those data bricks, long after that incident, the U.S. government said that they lost them or misplaced them.
Kirkpatrick said they lost them and they didn't know where they were. There was no reason for them to go ahead and maintain that data. Yeah, bullshit. Of course they got the data bricks. They pull the data from the bricks. They don't need the bricks anymore, do they?
No.
No, not even. All right, let's get back to this. Sorry for interrupting, folks, but let's get to it. Here we go.
Dropping down to sea level like that, less than a second, no sonic boom, instantaneously. But they weren't just dropping down. The words given to me were docking with, somehow docking with something under the water. Within intelligence agencies, this is a known secret. So they're doing something. That was some sort of operation. So whatever is going on with these non-human intelligence, with these craft of unknown origin, there is a purpose. But what that purpose is, I just don't know.
Fascinating. Utterly fascinating. I'm excited. I'm excited over it, and I do think that this is something that we do have maybe a historic opportunity to reveal what the government has been doing. Some people have made some crazy claims on our show, like there's alien breeding programs. Have you ever seen anything like that?
So, I've never been briefed into that. There's a lot out there in the lore of UFOs and what's been going on. It's been so stigmatized for so long. I'm really going after the nuts and bolts and trying to build upon that. Every option is open until we have the core understanding. That's what I mean by freedom of thought. Like, if we don't have the information, we can't have debate. We can't have speech. We can't have the scientific community looking at all of this. And look, this is why, really, Sleeping Dog comes at the most perfect time. Journalism at its best doesn't just report on power, it moves power. So if you watch Sleeping Dog closely, it's going to provoke more releases. That was the purpose of why we put it out. If we keep the pressure on, more records will come out. And again, I am sure if they show the good stuff, some of it will be shocking.
Yeah, and it will be shocking. I need to see if I hit E2. I got a picture here. I brought it up a second.
I like how he could self-congratulate himself on his journalism being the best journalism.
There we go.
It's amazing. You're right, Daryl.
So E2 Hawkeyes, what the hell are they? They're a radar plane. Not only did the Nimitz, what was the other carrier part of the Nimitz that had the USS Princeton that had their upgrade of all their technology for viewing things in the sky, and they upgraded from what they were to the Aegis 2 platform. Not only did the plane, did the carrier get the upgrade to the Aegis 2 platform, so did the E2 Hawkeyes. So you can see as a surveillance plane what they've got, big radar going on it. The AJ Haberlin, he sat in the back over here, apparently. He was the electronics technician. So if something went wrong on the plane, electronic-wise, it was his job to go ahead and fix it in flight. So initially, from what I understand, the Tic Tac came up and was on this side of the plane, very close in proximity to it. They started having their sensors and everything starting to freak out. And then it appeared instantly from this side to this side of the plane. It was there, and then poof, it'd take off. It was gone. And as soon as that happened, this plane was called back to go ahead and land on the Nimitz group. So that's what the E2 Hawkeye is. That's the other story. And to tell you, to everybody the truth, you haven't been around Disclosure Tonight for a while. I knew about the Nimitz incident. This was in 2004, right, Mike?
Yeah, it was in 2004.
Right.
It didn't come out publicly in 2004.
No, hell no, not until 10 plus years, 15 years later. So I knew about this over Christmas break around end of November, actually end of December, beginning of January. Literally 15 feet from where I'm sitting right now. We're right out there in the garage. We're hanging out, partying, drinking and smoking and having a good time. But yeah, actually he wasn't, I was, but he was right out there. And that's where I learned about the Nimitz incident going back at that time frame.
Right. So nothing new.
Well, it's nothing new, but for a lot of people out there, a lot of them don't know this other part of the story.
No, that's true. They don't. But we've been covering this for a long time now.
I know, but we have a lot of new viewers.
Yeah, I know.
That's why sometimes you have to go back and look at some of our old stuff and figure out what else is happening. Can we go ahead and cover to make people understand? I think I've got a video over on the channel that I'm sure a lot of our people haven't seen before.
Oh, I'm sure. We have a few of those videos.
So let's get the one here. This is a video called, hold on. Okay, before we get there, I forgot one thing. I need to go ahead and get this for the audience. Okay, David Grush. Where the hell did I have this? He made a statement. Let's get past this. I got a statement from David Grush talking about from Jeremy's movie, but let's go ahead and get to this video first because I'm set up for it. So this took place 3 years ago. We got a call from Nikki during the show. He was a trucker, and he was talking about all the things that he just saw and what he recorded, and he was still recording it. His camera died, stuff was going on, and right after it happened, he went and he sent this to me. So this is on March 9th, 2022. I've got all the original videos, all the stuff here for it, but this is amazing. He is basically in Sentinel, Arizona, looking to the southwest, kind of towards the Sea of Cortez, and what you're about to see is just
off a main thoroughfare, a main street.
Yeah, this is just freaking amazing. Let's go ahead and play this. And Nick is in the cab of his truck. We're going to see him going ahead and we're looking out of the window, looking out the side of the truck. We can see the mirror here, but then as it goes on, he's going to set down the camera, which I wish he just did that up front and put it on his dashboard because it's amazing. Let's just play it. Here we go, folks.
Here we go.
Actually,
there we go. Alright. Trying to get it in focus.
There's like 11 to 13 things moving around here in the sky, folks. Now watch this little thing here as it moves along. Actually, that's going the wrong direction.
It's hard to get this thing to focus.
I'm moving here, here, here. Another one up here. Another one down there.
So not prepared for this.
This is taken with a Psionics Aurora camera.
Hold on.
A Psionics Sport, I mean.
I'm trying to focus more.
Watch this object here as it goes towards these brighter things.
Okay.
Go to the right. There.
All right. Whoa, look at those guys. What in the fuck? Oh my god.
No, this is not an airport. This is facing out into the middle of the desert, folks.
Holy shit, dude. Oh my god.
Watch this. He went and took his light.
Whoa,
that one goes off.
Look at those guys. What in the fuck? Oh my god.
Takes his light. He's going to flash it.
Holy shit, dude. Oh my god. Dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh my god. Dude. I need to get my other camera.
He goes to get his 4K camera, and the battery is suddenly freaking wiped out.
Holy shit, dude. Alright. We're getting the other camera. Hold on 1 second. Holy shit. Alright. Fuck. Alright, we're gonna try and place this on the...
Which is really cool here is now we're looking through the UV coated, if you want to call it, windshield on the truck, and now we can see a lot of the stuff about better through the camera, and it's actually stable. But if we looked at all the different things that were going around here, there was another one. Another one that goes off next to it. Again, this is pointing out to the middle of the desert, folks. There's nothing out there. There's another one coming up here. There's another one going that way. There's another one going that way. There's another one flying up here.
Dude, this thing's dead. You gotta be kidding me, dude.
But it's not fake. He called in right after it happened, live on the show. There's another one.
Fuck. Seriously? This thing's out of batteries.
Got one moving here, another moving there, another moving over there.
What in the fuck?
These two objects to continue on. There's no towers out there. There is nothing out there. There's no towers, nothing. Sentinel, Arizona truck stop. Take a look at it. It's the westbound that he was on. And there's a truck stop where he was at.
All right. Well, my other camera's out of batteries.
Yeah, the one you had was
That's
good,
really
Nikki.
shitty. And this infrared, I can't quite get it. There's a train.
So there's a train going in the distance right there, going across. There's telephone poles and other stuff that we've gone. There's the telephone pole right there across the street.
I can't get it, like, focused enough. But these things are just sitting here right now. And they look brighter because of the infrared, but if I could get my other camera to work, I might actually get something really sick
But it's dead.
Okay, I'm gonna charge that other thing. All right, I'm gonna do one more. 2, 3. All right, I signaled it. Let's see what we get. That was sick what we got earlier.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put this down and I'm gonna try and get the other camera working. Whatever happened a minute ago was fucking incredible.
Yeah, but your camera
I've never seen some shit like that. Like, I never got it to pop off like that. That was so sick. Freaking out. Alright, hold on. I mean, I got them to fly by, over earlier. Look, that one's dimming out. Whoa, what the oh yeah, that's just reflection.
Yeah, but then it comes back.
Trying to get this thing to focus as much as possible. Wow, okay. They're completely invisible to the naked eye, FYI. Completely invisible. Okay, I'm gonna shut off this recording and I'm gonna try and charge my 4K camera. I'm gonna try one more little signal here. Alright, I signaled. I got nothing. Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully whatever happened before I got it on tape. So, alright, I'm gonna shut this off. I'm gonna charge my other camera. Here we go.
And that's when he hung up, or he put that down, and he called. I wish he just would have left it on his stuff. So let's get into this really quick. Not that. Hold on. No, not that. All right. So this is the location we're talking about, Sentinel, Arizona. It's kind of off in the middle of nowhere land, in the middle of the desert, right on the Mexico border. Nikki was down at the Sentinel rest area, I guess eastbound. Maybe I thought it was westbound, but eastbound. Let's go ahead and drop it down in the location. Oh, God, I don't, a little too far out. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Let's get into the rest stop. There's the big rigs. And here is the parking spot, literally, where this was going on. Remember we saw that telephone pole out there? There's that telephone pole. There's the railroad tracks that we saw in the video as well. And if we take a zoom out, and you can see this is where the truckers are actually at. He was pointing out this way. So if I go ahead and actually zoom out, you can see, what do we have out in the distance? Literally, not a lot of anything. It's desert, folks. There's no radio towers. There's no airport. There's nothing. It's middle of the airport. Now, there is a town out here, and they do have some irrigation and stuff going on, but nothing that would even explain anything close to what was being seen.
You know, what's funny is that I just realized my company put people out there right around that area, in between. I mean, like right there. What's right there is I wonder if it's the same road, but there is a gigantic solar farm, and that's what we were out there doing. We were like EMTs, our company supplying EMTs.
Well, maybe it's before the pictures here are probably from before the solar farm went in.
Oh, it's probably not right next to it. You got to drive off the road a little bit.
Yeah. Nice. So, yeah, there's things out there. There's things going around. This is just one of the legacy videos we've had around here for a while. And it's even Mike had said recently, it's always good to go ahead and bring back some of our older content that helped us get to where we're at, because this is just one heck of an amazing clip.
Yeah, because we have legitimate photos and videos of actual UAP. not any of the AI slop that's out there.
No.
So we wanted to, Thomas and I talked about showing it back to the audience from years ago, especially with everything coming out now. So you could tell the difference between like a video like we just showed from Nikki that communicated actually with a UFO and it communicated back. Not only that, but like he said in the video, if you do not have infrared equipment and you're just looking out in the night sky, you would never see these objects.
You couldn't see the things bursting out or anything. The only way he saw that stuff was going through the camera.
What direction was he facing on that?
Don't know. Where's the compass? He was facing to the southwest.
That's the direction of the telephone pole?
Yeah, he was basically shooting down towards this direction here, towards the Sea of Cortez.
Yeah. So that white ring, it's the White Wing Solar Ranch, and it's you have to go through a bridge, but
or maybe he was like shooting out this way out here, kind of. But God, it's so freaking hard to see the text. There we go. Hey, that worked. I can make the text bigger now. So he was shooting towards the Oregon Pipe Cactus National Monument. Or also a place called Oahu, Arizona.
Yeah.
Area code 85321.
I think that was on the other side. Yeah, it's funny because I recognize we would have to call the Gila Bend EMR.
No, they wouldn't have shown up on an optical camera, Harold. Not at all.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You couldn't see it with the naked eye. So whatever they were operating in was infrared only.
Yep. And Brian Pemble says Oahu is a road to Rocky Point. Here's the thing is people have not gone back to Sentinel, and I don't know why, to try and pick up more stuff since this went on. It's out of my area. Brian, if this is something you can eventually check out, it would be worth it sometimes. If you're going down the road to go ahead and, take another pass at the Sentinel rest stop and see what the hell's going on. Yeah.
There's food, there's drink, there's bathrooms.
Well, no, there's no food, there's no drink. But there are bathrooms.
Yeah.
And we have a trailer out there we didn't pick up if you want a medical trailer.
Oh, heck yeah. Can you pass on the keys?
Yeah, I'm sure somebody can because they did for the job.
Yeah. So Sentinel, Arizona. Great place, great time. Mike, it's been a great show so far. We've been covering a lot of stuff, and I think we've got everything covered here tonight.
Yeah, for tonight's episode, yeah.
Could I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead, Brandon. Sure.
How much of a coincidence do you feel it is that Steven Spielberg's dropping his movie June 12th in the midst of all this? I don't find that it's much of a coincidence. I mean, this movie's been, it's been talked about for several months now, and the fact that he's dropping this literally June 12th, right dead smack in the middle of this disclosure. It's pretty interesting to me that he's dropping this now. I mean, obviously Close Encounters, he worked with Jacques Vallée.
It's like he almost knew what was coming, huh?
Exactly. Yeah. It's something.
Lou Elizondo's talked about before. He saw what was coming out of Close Encounters when he did it, and he said, yeah, he had insiders. He had insiders going ahead and telling him what was going on because the stuff he saw in there, lined up with classified materials that he's seen in the past.
Yeah, it's very telling.
It was like a documentary that Spielberg did with Close Encounters. But don't get your hopes up. The Disclosure Day that's upcoming on June 12th is a work of fiction entirely.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff mixed into it from reality, Mike, to kind of intertwine in it. Even when they have some of the crop circles that align to some of the crop circle designs we were seeing in the sky from the video we got from Greg last year.
Right, but we'll know more when we actually see the film when it comes out.
Now, I watched a movie called The Quiet Place and The Quiet Place 2 over the weekend. It turns out the female star from the movie A Quiet Place is the female star who is also in Disclosure Day from Spielberg. I knew she looked familiar.
Oh, she must be a fan of science fiction.
Well, science fiction and, alien movies. That was another movie about aliens coming in and killing off people.
Yep.
It seems
to be a common theme.
Seems preparatory in nature. I know there's that. I can't remember his name, but he said that 2027 was the year. And,
John Ramirez.
Yeah, and the way things are lining up, seems like the public needs to be prepared.
Yeah,
and it's interesting.
Is there something coming? Probably. Is there something coming that we have to go ahead and work with the non-human intelligence that's here in order for us and them to survive? Yeah, probably. When is it going to be here?
Intelligence. And artificial intelligence as well.
Yeah.
That may have a role to play.
Well, Brandon, I could just point out that the video that's a Disclosure Tonight exclusive that nobody else on the internet has, you saw an average person in a truck with just a flashlight and an infrared camera communicating directly with UAP. So you don't need artificial intelligence. You can do it very, very simply. And we just saw with the video we watched how that was done. So it says a lot, I think, in my opinion.
It does say a lot. But I mean, the implications of AI on our society, the world, I don't know.
Okay.
It may have something to do with it. We may be on the cusp of breaking out, and that may be why it's time. It's due time.
Yeah. Well, I've got a video here from 2021. This is an interesting one since we're going back in time. This is the Malta Air Show. Now, this is a video that came to us through a friend. The guy who was actually recording here is the director or producer of Love Island from the UK. It's a like a reality show that they have. And he was standing right in front of his airport, in front of his hotel, going ahead and recording an air show that was going on. And as part of that air show, there was some planes that were flying back and forth. You can kind of see them off in the distance here, kind of doing it. This video was shot on an iPhone 11 Pro Max, running in 240 frames per second slow motion. I've taken this video and I've actually gone and converted it from 240 frames a second down to 60 frames a second, just making it 4 times longer so you can see the detail without dropping frames. Right after, the two planes go towards each other and they turn sideways to make it look like, wow, look at this, we just did this. If you look at, let me play it at regular speed, right there, right by the plane coming in, right here, I'll zoom in a little bit more. You've got an object that's 3 to 4 meters in length. That's going about 3,500 to 4,000 miles an hour, if not faster. It comes within 15 feet of the jet fighter as it's doing its maneuver. This is one of the red arrows from the United Kingdom. Levels off and shoots off the side of the scene. Now, the thing is moving so fast that the radar equipment or any of the telemetry that's on board the plane would never see it coming, would never see it going. Yet, right in the middle of an air show, we basically have if you want to call it an ET, coming in, dive bombing the red arrows and saying, okay, this is your freaking air show. You're so great. Watch this. And that's exactly what they do. It's not a bug. It's not a fly. It's not anything else but an unidentified object that is moving. If the jet is moving about 400 to 450 miles an hour, this thing is clocking in at over 3,500 miles an hour at the slowest. It's not a bird. Birds do not go 3,500 miles an hour. This plane right here is moving at 450 miles an hour, and look how easily it overtakes it. Now, people say, oh my God, look, okay, so look at the object here, how it looks from the distance compared to that. If we go to the start of the video, right at the beginning part of it, at the top of the video frame, would you look at what we have hanging out right across the top?
Thomas, I think that it'll make it clear for people that it's not a bird. For people who haven't seen this before, when you play it, just play it in real speed, at real speed.
Okay.
Even a bird would not be able to go across the frame like that.
This is running at 1/4 of real speed. They go through. The object's going to come down. Fly past, and it's gone. There it is.
If you were to play that at full speed, you wouldn't even see it.
No, you wouldn't. There it is right there. Let's zoom it in. Now I'll hit play. Oh, come on. Boom. Actually, sorry, you couldn't see that. Do it again. One more time. I'll play it. This is 1/4 speed. There you go. That's no bird, folks. Okay, the screen is too small, you can't see. Gotcha. I understand. Can you see it now? Let's go ahead and play it again. At full speed. Boom. Plane's going 450 miles an hour. And what's cool about this thing, it's rotating as it's moving. One of the things that this aligns with is there are a bunch of, if you want to call it, observations that were coming out of the National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine. They talk about these things being phantoms. They're dark, they're black. They don't go ahead and literally reflect light. They move at insane speeds. They tumble when they move. There you go, folks. This is the only video that's currently out there that shows a UFO interacting with a jet fighter. We've heard Ryan Graves talk about this how many times, Mike? And how many videos?
Oh my God, he testified about it.
And how many videos does he have?
None.
Showing it. Nothing. It's all a bunch of talk. So there's the talk. I've been trying to track down these pilots for a while, but they don't answer for whatever reason. It's not a bird. There's no birds flapping, Water Jag.
Right.
Where are the wings flapping? You've got it rotating. If I go to it initially going, and I've watched many birds and different videos, and I've seen way too many insects going. If it's a bird, God damn it, you will see it flap. And if you look at it, there is no flapping. There is a rotation going on. There's a solid object. Birds can't go 3,500 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's slowed down so much that people don't take that in consideration.
Yeah, sure. You can say there's not enough video information available. Sure. It's low resolution. It's from an iPhone 11 Pro Max. It was recorded at 200. Okay. It was recorded at 240 miles at 240 frames a second. He didn't see it when he recorded it. Only when he was going back did he actually see it. Now I've got one more video here. Where is that one? That's not it. That's not it. Another one I've got here. Go. That's not. Hold on. Ah, there it is. Okay. This is another video of him recording. This is a live photo. You've heard of live photos before. You take a photo on iOS, on iPhone, and it goes ahead and gives you a recording. These are the cranes on the other side of the bay. And as he was recording this, little did he know, when recording it, right up here, we've got one of those little bastards hanging out in the sky. And as the background moves, it's hard to see. God damn it, it's just difficult to see. As the cranes move up and down, right? And in the background, this little fucker out here remains static. So there's the other part. You have them not only moving at really fast speeds, you have them hovering in place, in location, out in the distance, and they're not flying. They're not going this way. They're not going left. They're not going right. It's just hanging out there in the sky over the cranes. So, yeah, this is the real thing. Malta, think about it. It's where it is. So, anyway, Mike, great show tonight, my friend.
A lot of fun. A lot of different things we covered.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of interesting videos coming from Corbell.
Oh, yeah.
And potentially the prospect for Japan to start releasing its own videos and information on this is a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. And if there's more stuff coming out tomorrow, Mike, we'll be back again.
Yeah.
The audience is ready for it. Great audience tonight. God, we had almost 1,000 people tonight watching the show with the new stuff from Jeremy. Yeah, when there's news on Disclosure tonight for UFOs, we'll be here nightly at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Can't wait for you all to come back. I want to thank everybody for your wonderful super chats tonight. Holy cow. Great outpouring of love for what we do here. Yeah, we're a fan-funded program, and we're proud of it. I try to minimize the commercials, and if you're getting those during the show, that's not my fault. YouTube is putting them in there. I usually have the stuff turned off. So on that note, I want to go ahead and thank some people who gave us some super chats tonight. Who am I talking about? Oh, we got a bunch. One for Bad Grammar. Once exciting, we're in the times we're living in. Absolutely banana booey, like and subscribe, or else Patrick will give you an atomic wedgie. He's stronger than he looks. Bad Grammar, he says again, wish my mom lived long enough to see this. Same here, my friend. Baba 200 said, pretty clear it's AI video. We got to stop falling for this stuff, guys. Maybe not, but I think what we haven't been looking at tonight is AI another way. Anonymous Rex, thank you very much, friend. Thank you, Disclosure tonight. Liver long and prosper, absolutely. And Daryl is here for a super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate that much. John Geldhill and Steve Mateo. Wow, Mike. It's been one heck of a great show. Can't wait to see where Disclosure is going to go tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we'll be here, and we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, absolutely, my friends. And as we usually say at the end of every episode of Disclosure tonight, eyes open, no fear, be safe, everybody, but... No, that's wrong. Eyes open, no fear, be safe, everybody, but...
Go back to Party City where you belong.
Absolutely. We'll catch you on the flip side. See you soon, everybody. I'll come back now. Here.